More Starfield advertising is popping up. We have a leak for the Gears franchise, and 343 officially responds to the layoffs and gives us an update as to what is going on with Halo. So when it comes to Starfield right now, the expectation is that the game is going to be released before the end of June 2023. Xbox put out some advertising at the start of January talking about all of the games coming over to Xbox Game Pass in the first half of the year, and Starfield was within that list. Then we heard some rumors that, hey, maybe it's getting delayed, but none of those rumors have been confirmed, and that this delay was going to be a minor delay. Even if it got past June, it was going to be a couple more months, so probably still releasing sometime in the summer. Then you have people out there who still believe this game is going to be delayed all the way until the holiday season of 2023. And then there's people who are just going to sit and wait for that release date and not make any judgments, which I think probably is a smart thing to do. But I think for Starfield itself, the game is going to come out in 2023. I'm pretty sure that's something you can bank on, but we'll wait and see. Maybe there's going to be a crazy delay that is going to push it back. One thing that is showing, though, that Xbox is pretty confident that this game is going to be coming out, I think, relatively soon. I think this is pushing this game out before the end of June like they originally had put out, and it is that there is marketing showing up on the Xbox Series X boxes as well as within game stores. So as you can see here, this is a picture that has been circling around social media. It is an advertisement for the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy in February, and under that we see play it day one with Xbox Game Pass, and it has a picture of Starfield, which is seemingly showing that marketing for this game is going to be start going out to game stores to let people know when they're walking in that Starfield is going to be a game that you can play on Xbox via getting an Xbox Game Pass subscription, which is going to be a massive game that I think is going to push subscriptions forward. And we know when it comes to Starfield that the upcoming showcase this Wednesday isn't going to be there, but they have confirmed that they are going to be doing a separate showcase only for Starfield, which I think is a very smart move because it is a huge game. One of those generational games. I think for a lot of people, they're expecting it to be a generational game like Skyrim was, and it absolutely deserves its own show. But that's not the only place we are seeing Starfield advertising pop up. We are seeing more Starfield advertisements show up on Xbox Series X boxes, and this time it is in English. There was a previous one in a different language that had popped up, but here we have an English one, which would mean, again, they are ramping up and they are getting ready for the release of Starfield, as all of the marketing stuff is going to go out. Now, you could sit back and you could say, well, remember with Halo Infinite, they had put those on the boxes for the launch of the Xbox Series X and they delayed it an entire year. Starfield's already been delayed, and from everything that we've heard so far in January, they are pretty confident that this game is going to be coming out relatively soon. I think that there's still a great chance that it is going to make that release time frame of the first half of 2023, even though we have heard people talking about it and saying that it's going to be delayed a couple of months. But the marketing is starting to ramp up, so hopefully we'll hear something soon, and hopefully they'll give us an announcement for that showcase where they're going to be focusing only on Starfield. All right, let's talk about the coalition and let's talk about Gears. When it comes to an Xbox game studio that I think is at the top of Xbox game studios, the coalition for me is up there. It's one of my favorite studios because I think they've done a great job with the Gears series and creating just a high quality game. I mean, there's differing of opinions on what people thought about Gears 4 and Gears 5 with the story and all that type of stuff, but I enjoyed the games, and I really love the Gears of War series, and I think going into Gears 6 it's going to be pretty impressive what they're going to be able to do, especially because we have heard that this game is going to be created with Unreal Engine 5. But we don't hear that much about the coalition, at least not lately, until now, where we have another rumor here from Special Nick from the Xbox Era podcast. So definitely take this with a grain of salt. Every time I talk about a rumor that Xbox Era puts out, there's tons of people in the comments saying that he's been wrong on a lot of stuff and that kind of is just make stuff up. I'm not 100% sure. I know he's gone on some stuff right. I don't know what his track record is. But one thing to point out here, the Special Nick doesn't even know if this is real, and the source where he got it from doesn't know if it's real. It could be somebody who just created this picture, and it could be completely fake, but it is just a screen cap of the Gears of War Ultimate, which is like that collection edition that we've been hearing about for a long time, and then Gear 6. So I'll just pull it up here. This is the picture itself, and it just says Gears Ultimate Collection, Gear 6, and you can see it says confidential here on the picture. Now, when it comes to this leak, I mean, we know Gear 6 is coming. This isn't like a groundbreaking leak. I mean, I could just take a picture, put Gears and 6 on it and say, hey, I got a inside picture of Gears. But the Gears Ultimate Collection is something we've been hearing about for a decent amount of time now. There's been tons of rumors going around that Xbox Coalition, they're working on some sort of MCC style of game for Gears of War, which I think they should absolutely do. I think it would be such a great idea. First of all, that will get people excited. You can take all of the older games, put them into one, put all the multiplayer into one, and just create just a massive community of Gears and do all of the great things that Halo the Master Chief Collection has ended up doing, even though they had a rocky start. Probably the best collection, in my opinion at least, in video games, which is Halo MCC, and Gears could be on that same level by creating an Ultimate Collection. So it just seems like a no-brainer, and I would love if Xbox did this. So hopefully that's true. Hopefully this is an actual true leak where Gears Ultimate Collection is going to be announced sometime soon. But we go through some of the comments. This person here says, on one hand, it's the right font, but it looks way too clean since the previous logos all had some marks, etchings in the font, but I think more recent games have done that too. It also would seem to be carrying over, taking out the of war in the title that Rob Ferguson wanted, but since he's left the studio, I figured they go back to including it. I would love to see them make the game just called Gears of War again, or Gears of War 6. I was never a fan of them taking out the of war in the title and just calling it Gears. Let's go back to calling it Gears of War. Hopefully that's a decision that they can come to and that they decide to go forward with the franchise with. They say here, on the other, Ultimate Collection to me sounds like it'll just confuse people if it doesn't have every single game in it. There's already enough confusion with the Ultimate Edition and how people think it contains remasters of every game, and calling it the Marcus Phoenix Collection or similar, while also including Judgment wouldn't make too much sense, like how Master Chief Collection includes ODST and Reach now. They should just call it the Gears of War Collection and throw all the games there. I know Gears 4 and Gears 5, like I said, doesn't have a war in it, but it's all one franchise, and you go in, you can play all of the campaigns, you can play all the multiplayer maps, all the multiplayer modes, all that type of stuff. It would just be a phenomenal thing. One of my favorite franchises, so obviously something I would really love to see. Finally, let's talk about Halo. We heard last week that there was lots of layoffs, and then there was speculation about what was going on with the campaign DLC. Then we heard from Jez that they hadn't even started campaign DLC, which to me blew my mind and really disappointed me, and I lost a lot of faith honestly in 343 after hearing that, just because I had given 343 so much benefit of the doubt. But I also had multiple times said that they need to make more campaign DLC, and it's going to be a great part of Halo Infinite if they can do that and make more story that people are going to be excited and want to play. And the fact that they haven't even started any development on campaign DLC to me just screams terrible management, and 343 needs to be completely fixed up after I heard that news. And then we know what's happened with the online stuff and the content. It's just a disaster at 343. Now, Halo Infinite itself, I'll always say, is incredible gameplay and such a great foundation that I don't think that they should let this game die whatsoever. I mean, they can still redeem this thing with getting stuff out there that people want to play, and campaign DLC would be one of those things. And obviously 343 thinks the same thing, as they confirmed here on Twitter with this little post. Nothing too crazy, but they say here, Halo and Master Chief are here to stay. 343 Industries will continue to develop Halo now and in the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and more of what makes Halo great. From Pierre Hines, the studio head, who, as we know, took over for Bonnie Ross. There was speculation and rumors and lies, I would say, that 343 was going to lose the Halo franchise, which obviously I didn't think that was ever going to happen. There's so much resources within 343, and they have already the basis and the foundation for making this game. They just need to, I think, get better management in there. I don't think the take that 343 is terrible, that they've ruined Halo, that they can't redeem themselves, is the best take in the world, especially because we have seen with Halo Infinite what the gameplay is like. Like I've said, I think probably the best gameplay in the Halo franchise. I think that the open world within Halo Infinite's campaign, with the movement, with the grapple shot, all of that type of stuff, added a lot of enjoyment to the Halo gameplay. And that stuff's great. And that was 343. So we know that they are able to do some good things. I just think the biggest issue with 343 now and going forward, we'll see how it all changes, has been the management. The fact that it took them so long to get more content out for multiplayer, the fact that they hadn't started on campaign DLC, we've seen much smaller studios with much less resources do a lot more than what 343 has done in the same time frame. This is a company that is a part of $1 trillion corporation. To me, that makes it inexcusable for the content side of where they are with Halo Infinite. Again, no campaign DLC that they haven't even started, just mind-blowing to me, which makes me think, are they just going to release another Halo game for campaign stuff, or are they going to keep adding DLC? Or at some point, is there going to be campaign DLC? Because Halo Infinite, from what we understand, is supposed to be like a 10-year platform. And I know it's only been 1 year, but if they haven't started development, it's going to be another couple of years before that campaign DLC does come out. But that's it from you guys. Let me know your thoughts on Starfield marketing, the Gears leak, and 343 statement. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss any videos going forward. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.